it looks like in this video, we're going to work on factoring. So important terms are like GCF, greatest common factor, LCM, least common multiple. I use these all the time actually to help students out. So it's good to know those terms. Okay, number one, which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? So it looks like we're trying to factor. So what's the GCF of these two, of this term and this term, the greatest common factor? So let's start with the variables. There's an x squared here, there's an x here. What's the GCF? What can you factor out? Usually it's like the smallest power. The smallest power is x, so we can factor that out. So let me do that. I'll go slower in here. 42x y squared plus 63y cubed. I factored it out. So I'm subtracting one power from each. Okay? Similarly, for y squared and y cubed, the GCF, what usually again the smallest power is y squared. So let's factor that out. X y squared, 42x plus 63y. Okay? Now, by this in itself, we can already guess that the answer is B. We don't really even have to factor these two constants. But we could, and we could just confirm. 21 times 2, that's clearly 42. 21 times 3, that is clearly 63. So we don't have to do it, but since it's multiple choice. Okay? Which following is equivalent to the expression shown above? Again, looks like it's factoring, so let's use the same technique as before. Let's do it a little faster this time. Okay, clearly we can factor out a 6 from both, and that's the hint as well from the choices. So that would be a 6. We can factor out. Here, the smallest power of x is just x to the first power. Smallest power of y is y to the first power. Smallest power of z is z to the 0 power, which is 1, so we don't factor it out. Okay, so what's left in the parentheses? This would be what? That is a 2x, right? 12x squared y, yep, minus 3 yz, it looks like, right? 2x minus 3yz, that looks like it's all of those in there, so it's just 6xy. The answer is A. Okay. Next, which of the following is equivalent to the expression shown above? Okay, so looks like there's going to be a difference of 2 squares. That's the big hint. So we don't have to start from scratch every time. Sometimes looking at choices does help. Sometimes it can mislead you, but sometimes it can help. So it really depends on the problem and your skill level. Okay, so what if I already see what we can factor out? 5, 10, and 5. We can factor out 5 clearly. And there's a b common to each one, so we can factor out a b as well. There's no c common to each one. There's no c here, so we can't factor out a c from everything. Cross that out. And we can't factor out an a from everything because there's no a there. So we already eliminated 2 choices already. Okay, so if I factor out 5b, as I said, what would we get? We get a squared minus 2ac plus c squared. And this, you should recognize, is a minus c squared. Answer is D. This is the perfect square formula. Okay. X and y are positive integers such that this is true. What is the value of x plus y? So I'm thinking that we got to have it as 2 to some power, 3 to some power on this side. Okay, how can we do that? Well, 12 is 4 times 3, right? 4 is 2 squared. Now use properties of exponents. This is 2 to the 6 times 3 cubed. Okay, so x plus y is 9. Okay, as simple as that. You got to think out of the box for this one. Not really out of the box, but you just got to think of it like that. Okay. If 2 times 5 to the 9th minus k times 5 to the 8th is 2 times 5 to the 8th, what is the value of k? Okay, so since this section is about factoring, you probably want to factor. Okay. Now, what can we factor? Well, we can factor out a 5 to the 8th from both terms. This will be, because 5 to the 9th is 5 to the 8th power times 5. So we would still have a 2 times 5 in the first term, and then minus k in the second term. Okay, so matching it to this side, we have a matching 5 to the 8. So this inside must be equal to 2. 10 minus k is equal to 2. So k looks like it's equal to 8. Okay, and that's the answer. So we got a factor there. Last one. Again, looks like we got a factor. And this is a sections topic, right? What is the value of n? Well, we, again, use the same technique. We want to factor out the smallest power. That's common to everything. So, if I factor out 12 to the 97th power, well, I have 12 squared left here, right? If I distribute, I have 97 plus 2 by the property of exponents, right? And then minus 1 is equal to 12 to 97 times n. Therefore, your n must be, what's 12 squared? That's 144 minus 1, which is 143. As simple as that. So this is another quick section. Hopefully, it just shows you got to be able to see what you can factor relatively quickly. You should be able to eyeball the common factors, the greatest common factors. And as you saw, it's usually the smallest power that's common to everything. So like the smallest power of x, the smallest power of y. That's usually the trick. All right. Please like and subscribe if you found this helpful in any way, or if you got some good practice out of this, just by trying the problems. And please look out for the next video as well.